So the Seattle portion of it, how sustainable do you think this team is, Mark? That's always the question about a Super Bowl champ. What's your opinion on that?
Well, my opinion is I think a couple of things. I think they've got a great young core of really good football players. Defensively, I think they're incredible. They've got a great rotation on their defensive line. They just are a really good, solid football team with stars on all three levels of their defense. So I think that's incredibly sustainable. And I think defense always travels. And so I think that's a big part of who they are. I think they've got a couple of young offensive linemen that are really good players. Obviously Kenneth Walker III was incredible. And his ability to just play, I'm like, they're running tight inside zone stuff, like 14-15 handoff, where he like walks up the line of scrimmage. It's just the most remarkable thing. He's like standing straight up. He like literally walks to the line of scrimmage, gets everybody suck in, and then bounces something to the outside and is so explosive. Yeah. Like he's got that unique combination of just power, quickness, but just that speed. And I thought he was phenomenal. And I think one of the things that I've always really liked him, but I think he became a much better back when he became a bell cow as opposed to a guy that was trading, rep for rep with Charbonnet. And there are those guys in this league that just get better with carries, that understand what a defense is doing and how to set the defense up. And I thought that was kind of old school 90s football of Kenneth Walker and what they did in Seattle. I think he had 27 carries. I thought he was phenomenal.
Yeah, he sure was. And then there's the question of Sam Darnold, Mark. I mean, what an incredible season he wound up having. And we just had Al Michaels here. The fourth quarter of that Week 16 Thursday nighter against the Rams is really when he put his foot down in the ground and said, this is it. He basically called game, right? He called game that night, and he called game on the season. Now that we're looking back, obviously anything could have gone in a different manner when the humans are actually playing a game.
Yeah.
But looking back, he called games starting in the fourth quarter of the season.
Rich, I thought just overall with Sam Darnold, first off, man, he is baptism through fire, man. That guy's heard it all about being a bust and being no good and getting bounced from team to team to team. And we've talked about that. But I thought that fourth quarter, he threw 2 picks in the first half of that game in Seattle against the Rams that they won, 38-37, whatever it was. And from that point forward, there was a realization that he went through, I believe, where he was just like, listen, man, we've got a really good running game. We've got a really good football team. We've got a great defense and a great head coach and a great, defensive play caller with a great offensive play caller. The only way we don't have a chance to win is if I turn the ball over.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout the entirety of the playoffs, I don't believe they had one turnover as an offense.
Mm-hmm.
And like Sam Darnold, it takes a level of maturity to go, hey, man, we're going to win football games, but I'm not going to be the star. Like to have that level of selflessness to say the only way we're going to lose this game is if I lose it, and I'm not going to allow that to happen. So I don't care about being a superstar. I care about our team winning. And I think that's the coolest thing for me. My experience with winning in this league and winning championships in this league is it's amazing what you can accomplish when nobody cares who gets the credit. And that is exactly what I saw from Sam Darnold throughout this playoff run toward the end of the season. I thought he was remarkable and good for him because he's a great dude. Dude.
And he's a perfect avatar for what Mike McDonald sells. He really is, and like I know coach quarterback combinations are usually, offensive minded head coach, not a defensive minded head coach. But Darnold is a perfect personification of what Mike McDonald wants out of his team. And on top of it, just to, I guess, bring all of our conversation for the year full circle, only one team, Mark Schlereth, in the playoffs had 0 fourth down attempts on offense. 0. Didn't one time go for it.
Yeah.
You want to guess which team that was, Mark Schlereth?
I'm going to say it was the Seattle Seahawks.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Not one time.
Yeah.
And they got 13 points off of the failed fourth down attempts of their opponents. And they didn't turn it over, and they ran the ball. The MVP of the Super Bowl was a running back. I mean, soup to nuts. It was excellent at every spot. Every spot.
And let me just say this about Mike McDonald. I think this is really hard for a young coach, and he's in his second year as a head coach. But he has the ability to be relational, but be demanding. And I say this all the time, Rich, about coaches in general and the coaches that have success. And I played for Joe Gibbs. I played for Mike Shanahan, two of the great coaches in this league and the history of this league. They have this, I always talk about this fear factor of coaches, and two types of fear: biblical fear, which is awesome reverence and respect. You have to have respect for those guys, and you have to know like they're in charge. And then just straight up fear. Like they'll cut you in a heartbeat, and they're demanding. And if you don't do what they're asked, you don't get to play. And for Mike McDonald, just having that kind of connection with his players and basically saying, if you don't play the style of football that I require, guess what? You don't get to play. And he established that from day one when he took over that program. And you could see just the value of having a guy that has those two types of fear, and he has those two types of fear without question.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.